Hello party people, I am prepping for baby number 4, and if you don't know, one of my favorite postpartum tricks, or whatever you want to call it, it's not a trick, it's just a lifestyle, is to stock up my freezer with freezer meals. And that's exactly what I'm doing in today's video. It's a long one, but I do share a lot of recipes with you. I show you how I put them all together, and my belly and baby and myself mostly cannot wait to eat all of the freezer meals. So I hope you enjoy, I hope you get some inspiration. So let's get started. So here is my chicken scratch meal plan. I printed out a bunch of recipes, also went through and crossed out some recipes that I didn't feel like making anymore. This list is very extensive, so obviously I don't think I'll get it all done in one day, but I have crock pot chili, tater tot casserole, a staple, herb roasted chicken and veggies, chicken gnocchi soup, brown sugar honey chicken, that's for the crock pot, Mississippi roast, also a crock pot, taco rice casserole, sausage, peppers, and onions, mashed potatoes, beef and bean burritos, creamy chicken noodle soup. Oh, that's a lot as is, but then I'm feeling overzealous. I'm also gonna make Pope spread, breakfast burritos, and cookies, because who doesn't love to have cookies on hand in their freezer? So that's a lot. Let's get to it. First, I'm going to ground the beef, and these are all the beef recipes: taco casserole, the chicken chili, tater tot casserole, and then beef and bean burritos. So let's start on that. Oh, and I also have to buy a freezer, which we did, yay! Just like my notes say, you got this, let's go. I think I have about 12 pounds of ground beef. This is so much meat. This is only 6 pounds. Well, we're gonna get this going first. I thought I'd be able to do 12 pounds all at once. No stinking way. That actually didn't take as long as I thought. It only took 10 minutes to cook all of that ground beef up. And I threw 6 cups of rice in here. So we're bringing that up to a boil. I don't really remember what we need rice for, but I know we need a lot of it. So I'm just gonna drain this, put it aside, and then cook up the rest of my ground beef. Of course, I have to share this disgustingness with you. 1 whole cup of grease, of fat, that could be in our bodies. I like to call that flavor, but I thought it would be a good idea to just take it out, right? Cheers. 6 more pounds, get to join the party. Oh my gosh, this is nuts. I've never cooked so much ground beef in my entire life. So the ground beef is all cooked. I'm trying to portion it out into 4 bowls because I have 4 different meals. The rice, I thought I was pushing my luck with this 6 cups in here, but it ended up working out perfectly. Feel my arthritis kicking in, all this stirring, but you know what? That only took me like 20 minutes to cook. Cook it once, use it 600 times. We're gonna tackle the taco rice casserole first. We need to finish cooking up some onion. First I have to chop it. We have some taco seasoning, canned corn, canned black beans, and we're supposed to have diced tomatoes, but I'm just gonna use a couple of these and just crush the tomatoes with my hands. Or if I'm feeling fancy, what's that thing called? It's not a purifier. I can't think of the name. The pulser, you put food in it, like pulses it. You guys know, I don't right now, okay? And I've also portioned out the ground beef. I think it's all pretty even without using my kitchen scale that I don't have, you know? That looks pretty good to me. And I think you can even dice onions and just keep them in your freezer for when you want to cook them. I think that would be a great idea too. But this is a heck of a lot of onions. So let's bring it over to the stovetop for their next party. I'm just gonna add a little bit of oil and make sure that it's really hot, because that's the best way to cook onions. And I'm just gonna dump them in. And if you're wondering, no, I did not wash this pot. Why would I? Oh gosh, can I get them all in without spilling them? Can she do it? Of course I can. While my onions are sweating out, I remembered the name of this, food processor. Am I right? So So I'm just gonna dump the tomatoes in here. This is a 28-ounce can, and I'm just gonna pulse it. Okie doke. All right, these are nice and cooked. I'm gonna take half out for another recipe, and I'm pretty sure I should have cut up a couple more onions, but I didn't. Oh well. I like onions. I'm gonna dump in. This is so much meat. This has got to be more than, well, it's supposed to be 4 pounds, but I'm thinking it's more like 3. And then I'm gonna add the taco seasoning, which is a half a, since I'm doubling the recipe, it looks like a crap ton of taco seasoning. I'm gonna let all the flavors get to know each other by adding a cup of water and just letting that sit for a couple minutes. Everyone seems to be pretty friendly now, so I'm gonna add in the corn and the beans. 3 cans of corn drained, and then 4 cans of black beans drained and rinsed. We're gonna mix that in. Oh yeah, and the tomato sauce. That just doesn't feel right to me, but you know what? We're doing it. You know what? The tomato sauce didn't feel right, but I feel like it feels better than diced tomatoes. I just read the recipe again, and it already makes 2. So I'm probably gonna come out with about 5 taco casserole meals, so I hope my family loves them. But I wanted to share with you, these are the half-sized pans. So they're not quite 8 by 10s, but they're not 8 by 8s either. I don't know, but I feel like this is the perfect size for our family. I got these from Costco. There's a 30 pack. It's gonna be good times. I'm gonna start to put some rice in the pans. Oh good Lord, this rice is hot. Great helper here. But I have loaded up about 2.5 cups of rice in 4 pans. Now I'm just gonna shove the taco mixture right on top.
Is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes.
So I made 4. I hope my family really loves this meal, but I have enough for 1 more, so I'm gonna throw it together. Every day you do that?
Yeah. Every day I make dinner.
Every day you make dinner?
Yeah.
You're so good in the kitchen. Okay, here they are. I know you're not supposed to make a freezer meal unless you have tried it and loved it, but my family loves tacos. I feel like even if they don't like it just like this, they can throw it in a tortilla or on top of some, what are those called? Fritos. Everyone loves Fritos. Anyway, before I said these were not 8 by 10s, I'm thinking pictures. They are not 9 by 13s. I don't know exactly what they are, but they're big enough.
It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you do.
Okay, 5 down. That only took me an hour. Oh, and you're supposed to spray the bottom and also top with cheese. I didn't do that because I make my own rules here. I'm moving on to freezer beef and bean burritos. And this is something I just love to buy and eat in general. So I'm shredding up some cheese, which I typically don't like to add cheese to freezer meals, for the main reason being, like if I'm postpartum and the baby has a sensitivity to dairy, like, you know, I like to avoid it. And just in general, I like to avoid it, but also in general, I like to avoid beef. So I've kind of thrown everything out the window. So I'm just shredding up. I don't know how much this is. It's supposed to be a cup, but I think I'm going overboard. Oh wait, 2 cups. I'm supposed to shred 2 cups. But I get this huge block from Costco. It's like $4. It's insane, the price. So I'm shredding it myself to save some money. Also, there's no fillers or weird crap in cheese that you shred yourself. Okay, moving on. All right, I'm bringing the party back to the stove. I'm adding the 3 pounds of ground beef, about 3 pounds, and about a cup of onions, but really, I don't know, that's like 2 onions. I don't measure, you guys know how I roll. If I had more onions to add, I would probably add double that amount. I like onions. All right, since it's already cooked, I am going to, what am I gonna do? I will be adding tomato sauce. And then it says a few shakes of your hot sauce, but I'm kind of adapting a Pioneer Woman recipe with a recipe that I found online. So I'm just gonna add 1 little can of diced or chopped green chilies. Oh my gosh, those smell so good. I almost want to add 2 cans, but I don't want to make it too spicy. Also going to add a couple of teaspoons of taco seasoning. So 1, 2, 3, 4 teaspoons. I'm just gonna mix that all together. All together now in the hood. That is what you are, coming from afar. They still play that song. Like 15 years later. Okay, everyone's familiar with each other, so I'm just gonna dump this into a bowl. Oh my gosh, the green chilies make this smell so good. Now we're going to add the refried beans. Yep, that looks natural. Can't say I'm a huge fan of refried beans. Hey, there's pinto beans in here too. But we're gonna add more. We have 2 cans of pinto beans, drained, rinsed. Technically, you don't have to heat this up, but the Pioneer Woman melts her cheese inside this mixture, and I just thought, hey, that's a great idea. So that's what I'm gonna do. Beans, beans, musical fruit. Do you say musical or magical? I always said magical, but it makes more sense if you say musical. I don't know if that's 2 cups of cheese, but I feel like that's good enough. That's my motto in life. Good enough. Technically, I don't think I needed to heat this up. It doesn't matter. Oh my gosh, even this smells good. I didn't even add seasonings. All right, that's enough.
Falling in love. You set my wheels in motion. I'm going crazy for you. I feel like the ocean. Before the sun goes down, it's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling.
So for me, that recipe made 32 burritos, and technically they're not burritos because I used taco-sized tortillas. I wanted to add, we will most likely be eating these for lunch, that's why I packed them in a Ziploc bag. However, you could grab one of these like casserole tins, lay them out, maybe put additional some kind of enchilada sauce on top of them and cheese, and that could be a dinner recipe as well. So I thought I would just throw that in there for you guys. Okay, next up we're gonna try our hand at this Olive Garden chicken gnocchi soup. It's delicious at Olive Garden. One thing that I don't like about it is at the restaurant they add carrots and the flavor is just like off-putting, so I'm gonna omit the carrots because this is my kitchen. Welcome. But I have some onions, I've got spinach, I have chicken broth, and I'm gonna throw some chicken breasts into a pot of boiling water to cook them. I'm also going to cook extra, not only because I'm doubling the recipe, but also because I need chicken for some chicken noodle soup, creamy chicken noodle soup. It's so good. So I'm gonna see how many chicken pieces I could fit in here. Ooh, that's hot. I think maybe, I don't know. One more? You think it could handle one more? And of course, these are like the biggest ones. Are you kidding me? All right, this is a disaster waiting to happen. Perfect. Oh gosh, it almost happened. It almost happened. I walked out to get more onions, but we caught it just in time. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. So I'm working on the onions. I have like a million cut. A few more to go, and I swear to you, I'm about to get a blister on my finger from cutting onions. I got blisters on my fingers. Anyone? Anyone? No? Just me? Beatles? No? Okay, I cut up, I think around 6, maybe 7, pretty large sized GMO onions, you know? So now I'm just gonna saute them, sweat them out, cook them a little bit, And then separate them because you don't need this much, obviously, for the soup. But if I need it 3 times, I'm gonna cook it once. You know what I mean? Even though technically I already cooked onions. Okay, these onions are finally cooked. So I'm just gonna add the garlic, 4 cloves. Again, I'm doubling this recipe. Uh-oh. Ow! It's hot. Smells good. This is ridiculous. Rachel Ray makes it look so easy. I've got slippery fingers. Okay, I actually have 5, but who's counting? Oh gosh, it ripped in half. Okay, there we go. It's a lot of effort for just some garlic. Buy the pre-chopped kind, okay? Take my recommendation. Okay, this is when we whisk in 1/2 cup of flour. Oh, hold on, that looks pretty chunky. Okay, I feel like I should melt some butter first. Let me reference the directions. Okay, I knew it. You're supposed to add in 4 tablespoons of butter. Again, we're doubling, so I'm going for the whole stick. That makes sense. You can't make a roux without a lot of, you know, some kind of fat substance, and then add your flour. You know what I mean? That's what we're gonna do. Over here, this chicken should be done, so I'm just gonna take it and put it in my KitchenAid bowl. And, wait, is it done? Let's double check. Ah, Lord, it's hot. Can't stand the heat. Yes, it's done. I'm gonna let my KitchenAid do the work and shred all of this chicken for me. I can smell the difference between using fresh garlic and like pre-chopped in the little jar, you know? It smells so much better when it's fresh. So this butter is almost melted. So I'm gonna add the flour, 1/2 cup of flour, equal parts. I'm supposed to whisk that in. It's gonna mix it. I don't feel like washing a whisk. Let that flour cook out for just a second. Okay, then we slowly add 6 cups of chicken broth. I'm adding 12. 2 cups in each can. All right, it says slowly, but come on. Who has time for that, okay? No one. That's 1, 2, 3. 6 more cups coming in. Remember to recycle. All right, this is supposed to thicken. In the meantime, I'm gonna cook the gnocchis in the chicken water, because why not? It's already boiling. These are the packaged gnocchis that I picked up. Yes, I say gnocchi. I know some people say gnocchi. I grew up saying it. You know what? Tomato, tomato, okay? Yeah! Oh my gosh. I'm doing 3 packs. It says 2, but you know I make my own rules. This KitchenAid is working real hard over here. Thank you. Okay, dang, my stove takes forever to cook anything, and it's still barely at a simmer. But I'm just gonna go ahead and add the milk, 4 cups of milk. Should I wait a minute? Ugh, I'll wait a minute. Okay, there's a good boil. 4 cups of milk to this. Of course, we have to wait for it to boil again. Dang, that's a lot of milk. And I added some salt and pepper. It smells really good. And there's like nothing in it. Hey, we've got action. So now, once the milk is brought to a boil, am I gonna have room for all this? You pour in the gnocchi. Uh-oh, it's not coming out. Ow, dang it, it's hot. What's the smart way to do this? This isn't it. Ah, everything's hot. Okay, calm down. That's a stupid way. This is the dumb way to do it. 1 spoonful at a time. I won't get burned though, that's for sure. Oh, let's just dump it. Okay, here we go. Slow and steady. Bombs away. Oh my gosh. That's so hot. Ow, dang it, dude. And then you add the chicken. This chicken is very, very shredded. I may have left it in the KitchenAid for a little too long, but that's okay. 2 cups of spinach goes in. So, you know what? I should have cut this up. It's too late now though. It's just too little, too late. We'll get over it. And what else goes in? Parsley. 1 tablespoon. We made soup. I could do without the parsley, to be honest. Okay, that is it. This is the soup. It's a little thin for me. So what I'm gonna do, it's like really thin. That's crazy. So I'm gonna add a little cornstarch slurry. 1 teaspoon each cornstarch and water. It's supposed to thicken things up. I'm gonna let this cool, and then I'm going to store it in my freezer in Ziploc bags. Probably once we eat dinner, I'll probably have at least 2 more servings. I'm gonna start mixing the ingredients for shepherd's pie. And when I think of freezer meals, it's like the #1 thing people are always freezing. So I have green beans. I've never used green beans before. I usually use like the pre-frozen carrots, peas, corn. But my friend brought some over for us the other day because I was in the hospital and then I broke my toe. She just felt bad for me, and she's super prepared and she has a big heart. So she brought some over, and hers had green beans, and I loved it. So that's what we're adding, 3 cans each, green beans and corn. The biggest bowl I have. Feel like I should get bigger ones now. Then we're gonna add the 3 pounds of ground beef that we separated earlier, about 3 pounds, because you know we don't measure. Uh-oh, how am I gonna mix this up? This is ridiculous. What am I gonna do for real? We have so much more to add. Okay, I figured it out, I think. We're gonna slide this up. We're gonna add some onions to it. I don't know, a couple spoonfuls. But I'm gonna add the cream of chickens into this bowl, and then maybe it'll be easier if it's already pre-mixed. So I have 2 cans cream of mushroom and then 2 cans cream of chicken. It looks really natural. Oh, gross. Okay, what do we do to this? Salt, pepper, a little bit? Sure, why not? Maybe not so much salt, but pepper for sure. Just a little bit. I also think you're supposed to add some milk to this. Every recipe I read is a little different, so I'm just gonna add some milk. Don't ask me how much. I don't know, a cup? For real though, how am I supposed to mix them both together? I still don't know. I'm not gonna use it for anything else. Here's what we're gonna do. Mix it in the pans because I don't have a bigger bowl and I'm not about to go out and buy one. So I'm just gonna separate everything evenly. I think this should make 3, maybe 4. Goodness, this is a lot. Next up is this delicious mixture. Alright, I've got my weird concoction of tater tot casserole, and I'm just gonna dump the tater tots on top. Should I dump them evenly? You're supposed to have a 16-ounce bag for each one, and I have 5 pounds, so I won't even use this entire bag. Where did I get this from? This is huge. I think I got it from Publix. Should I just dump it in or lay them? See, we're gonna have a problem because I feel like I can't, I have to put them like this. It's gonna take me like 5 minutes. Perfection. 2 more. You know what I think about this? This is kind of like the lazy man's shepherd's pie, right? It's basically all the same ingredients, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, obviously, instead of tater tots, you would use mashed potatoes. My kids really like tater tots. They really like mashed potatoes too, which is why that's on my freezer meal list. And you know what? I've almost used this entire 5-pound bag, so pretty close to it. And we've got about that much left. This much of the bag, if that means anything to you. Okay, so 3 more freezer meals. Ready to go. Okay, next up, super simple. I'm gonna dive into some of the chicken that we shredded up yesterday. Like how it's covered with a towel. I'm so fancy, you don't even know. Okay, so this, I shared this recipe with you. It's a crock pot recipe. It is creamy chicken noodle soup. One of the best things you'll ever have in your entire life, promise. If you like chicken noodle soup. It's like a thicker, it's so good. These noodles are the secret ingredient and they're frozen. And I know what you're thinking, oh, this is all like canned food. Can't you just do this day of and throw it in a crock pot? Yes, I can. But here's the thing, I don't want to. When you are postpartum, you're supposed to be on bed rest for the first couple of weeks. I'm very bad at this. I'm very bad at staying still. So if I have stuff already prepared, then it will be easy for me to just say, hey, Alex, pull that out of the freezer, pop it in the crock pot, and that will be that. You know what I mean? I don't know how much chicken to use, just like 4 scoops. I think a scoop equates to a 1/4 cup, but I'm using like heaping spoonfuls. I'm dumping in 4 cups of chicken broth. Oh, Lord. 2 cans of cream of chicken, and I know what you're thinking, holy crap, this is a healthy recipe. Well, you, my friend, would be incorrect. But you know what? It sure is delicious, and I never have regrets after eating this meal. I'm just gonna zhuzh this up real quick. It already looks tasty. Not really. Next, make it even more delicious, 1 stick of butter. I thought about melting this, but it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna throw it in. And then since the chicken is cooked, I'm gonna go ahead and add my noodles to this because the noodles only take an hour or 2 to really cook on low. But if you're throwing in uncooked chicken, don't put the noodles in with it, because then you'll end up with just soggy noodles. I have 2 prepared, and I seriously can't wait to eat these. If I had more cream of chicken, I would make another one because I still have a lot of chicken left. So I'm gonna have to find out a recipe to do with this. Next up, I'm gonna throw together this herb roasted chicken and vegetables. To be honest, you don't need a recipe for this. I was just, you know, getting into it and printed up just about a million recipes. Ultimately, that is what it's going to look like. It's super simple meal. You just need some drumsticks, any vegetables that you want. We have a ton of carrots, and then we have these baby potatoes. So I'm just gonna peel those, chop them up, and then place the drumsticks on top, a little bit of oil, seasoning, and dinner will be served in a couple months, okay?
Maybe I was blind, known you forever while I tried to find someone that could be my great love. Right in front of me, I didn't realize you were my dream, so you took me by surprise. Oh yeah, even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined to be, and now you're laying next to me. Curious, when did you know you had feelings for me? Maybe somehow we've always known that we have chemistry, but always chasing after someone else. So this took me by surprise. Oh yeah, even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined to be, and now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like oh yeah, wanna give you every part of me. I can't believe this is reality, and now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like oh yeah.
3 more freezer meals down the hatch. And this smells so good, just the seasonings. And I kind of want to make it for dinner tonight, like save one. I recently discovered that my kids really enjoy drumsticks, so I bet they'll be excited about this meal too. This is typically what I would make on like any other evening. Starch, potatoes, carrots, vegetable, meat, chicken, and I'm done. Ready for the freezer. So you just thaw it overnight, remove the foil, 375 for 1 hour. Easy peasy. Next up, I was trying to figure out, hey, what am I gonna make for dinner? And I might as well make this because it will entice me to also make the mashed potatoes. So I'm going to make Mississippi roast. That looks gross, I'm sorry. Meat in general is gross. Okay, so I have 4.2 pounds of meat. I don't know if I'm gonna make 2 or 3 out of this. if I maybe cut that, I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But basically all you need is a packet each of au juice seasoning and then a packet of ranch, which equates to 3 tablespoons. You also need a stick of butter. Again, I don't know if I'm gonna make 2 or 3 separate bags / meals. And then you need some pepperoncini Greek peppers. They are spicy, so if you don't like the spice, maybe just leave them out. If you don't have them, again, leave them out. It's gonna taste delicious nonetheless. Or maybe use some jalapeno peppers. So I have my crock pot ready for dinner tonight, and then I also have a Ziploc bag, just one. I'm gonna see what I can do with this. After much debate in my mind, I'm just gonna go ahead and make 2 meals and not skimp out. I'd rather have leftovers when I'm making stuff rather than not have enough. You know what I mean? This cannot be healthy. Oh, that's better. This meal makes a delicious gravy. You could also make this with any kind of chicken that you have on hand as well. It is so good. These peppers remind me of the peppers that you get in like pizza boxes. Do they still do that? I don't know. We used to get them from like Papa John's. I'm just gonna add a little bit of the juice, because why not? Yum. And just like that, dinner is almost done. You know what? While I still have everything out, I just went ahead and grabbed some chicken thighs from my fridge. I also plan on making some crock-pot chicken meals, but I'm just gonna throw it in here and make Mississippi chicken. Why not? I think that will be a great meal option. And I grabbed 2 packs. These are a little thin. I think there's only like 2 or 3 chicken thighs in each one. I'm just gonna throw this all together. There's only a couple more left, so I'm just gonna dump them all in. I think when I make the chicken, I normally put in like a 1/4 cup of just water, but I think I added enough pepperoncini juice to make it okay. So we're good to go. Ooh, it smells spicy. I always regret doing mashed potatoes homemade, but then it came to me, Alex came in here and he was like, "You're making mashed potatoes? Like, why not just buy the pouch?" Well, multiple reasons I'm sure you guys can understand. And I don't even want to deal with making the stuff from the pouch when I'm postpartum. I'm not kidding, guys. I'm giving myself an out. Anyway, I am thankful. Potatoes going everywhere. I'm thankful that I decided to keep the roast in 2 meals and not 3, because we're having a guest over tonight, and my assumption would be we have a guest almost every single night. So I am peeling up 10 pounds of potatoes. Again, I don't have a kitchen scale, but this is a 15-pound bag. Maybe 1 more potato. I'm kind of reminded of Thanksgiving right now. Like, that's really the only time I make mashed potatoes, and I'm pretty excited about it. I love Thanksgiving so much, and I could pull some mashed potatoes out for Thanksgiving as a side and not have to go through this whole process again, right? It's gonna be amazing, guys. It really is. I have one of the best mashed potato recipes. I don't know if I shared that with you, but I do. It's a Pioneer Woman recipe. Of course it is. It's got butter and cream cheese, and it is absolutely delicious. So I'm just gonna wash these off, clean off my space, throw them in a pot to boil. And I thought I would share with you a couple of tips if you're going to make mashed potatoes. Always put your potatoes into cold water. If you put them into hot water, the outside of the potato will cook faster than the inside of the potato, which will make for lumpy potatoes. And nobody wants lumpy potatoes, or at least I don't. I mean, if you do, you go right ahead and do that.
Jump into the car on a Friday night, I wanna drive with you. Looking for a bar in the nearest town, I've never seen a sky so blue. We don't have a plan and the night is young, it doesn't matter what we do, there ain't nobody.
Another tip is to pour your drained potatoes back into the pot. That way it takes up all that extra moisture in there. Yes, I boiled these to bits. And if you can believe it, my other pot still has not even come to a full boil yet. Oh, what? I love this pot so much. I just wish it was bigger. I bought a new set of those pots, but they're terrible. They cost me an arm and a leg too, which is the worst part. Anyway, I'm gonna set this aside and just do all the mashed potatoes at once because I think they're all gonna fit in this pot. This is so much and it's so hard. And I don't have an electric mixer other than my KitchenAid, and I know this is not gonna fit in my KitchenAid, so this is gonna take me a while. Okay, you're supposed to mash them for a couple minutes. This is so stinking hot. I'm just gonna start adding the butter. So I'm adding 4 sticks of butter, which is actually less than she says to add in, believe it or not. And this is softened butter, so it's gonna just melt really easily. And then 2 sticks of cream cheese. You know this is gonna be good. Okay. Let's get this party started.
Ain't nobody like you. Look so beautiful.
They look so good already. Yeah. Okay, now the Pioneer Woman says to add, I think it's either a half a cup of half and half and a half a cup of cream, or a quarter cup. I can't remember. I don't have either of those things. I am surely not gonna go buy them, but I do have this huge thing of milk that we don't drink. So I'm just gonna throw, what, I think a cup of that in. We'll see where that gets us. Oh, also some salt and pepper. I made these for Thanksgiving last year and I forgot to add salt and pepper. They still tasted amazing, but it made me realize, so whoops, next time I make them, don't forget salt and pepper, you know? You could add garlic too if you want garlic mashed potatoes. That would be really sweet. And you know, the Pioneer Woman recipe says to put this in a casserole dish, top it with, yes, even more butter, and then bake it at 350 for like 30 minutes. But I don't do that. I just keep it like this, and my kids really like it. So there's that. Keep life simple, you know? Oh my goodness, here is what we are left with, people. Nice and creamy mashed potatoes. If I could have made more, I would have. Technically I can, I have more potatoes.
And I'm so lucky to be yours. And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. I'm not coming down. Ain't nobody like you. I could go 1,000 miles as long as I'm with you. Yeah, you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. Talking about yourself.
I stuck these in the freezer last night and I threw them in Ziploc bags this morning. Perfect. You know what I was thinking? I need to use up this shredded chicken because I don't want it to sit in my fridge. And I was looking up recipes like what can I make, and I thought, oh, maybe chicken spaghetti, but I don't think my kids will like chicken spaghetti. I don't know, and I also don't want to make pasta dishes, whatever. So I thought, hey, let me throw together some chicken enchiladas. I've got some leftover salsa verde sauce. I softened up a stick of cream cheese. I've got some onions. I have some green chilies. So that's what I'm gonna do. So maybe at first I'm just going to add half a stick of cream cheese and see where that gets us. And then also the green chilies. Should I add them all? Well, what am I gonna do with half a can in my fridge? You know what I mean? Add them all, Kim. Just mix that together. Oh my gosh, those green chilies. How have I been living without them my entire life? They smell so good. Should I add like beans to this too? Just to bulk it up? Do people do that? I'm not following a recipe. I just read a couple online and I was like, I think I can make my own. Oh, I shred that chicken to boots. I thought long and hard about adding beans, black beans, cannellini beans, keep on the white theme. So really I just don't know what I'm doing with my life. I'm gonna add a little bit of sauce to the bottom, salsa, and we're just gonna see how many we can fill up, right? Oh boy, okay, let's see what we can do here.
And you make me smile. I can listen all night long. lucky to be yours.
I could do all this.
Yeah, but you don't.
Yeah, right, right.
And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. I'm not coming down.
I think this is good. I don't like soggy enchiladas. Maybe I'm just making excuses because I don't have any more, but I'm gonna top it with cheese. How about that? Oh yeah. You know what? I heard that it's easier to shred cheese when it's frozen. So if you're planning to do this, maybe pop the cheese in the freezer for like 10 minutes. But you know me, I don't plan for many things in my life, so just flying by the seat of my pants kind of gal. What movie is that from? My fingers hurt. Now your back's gonna hurt. All right, let's top this crap with cheese. Why not? It's full of cheese, it's topped with cheese. It's gonna be great if you like cheese. Great, super, wonderful, fantastic. One more freezer meal. Done. I don't know, what should we do? 350? 40 minutes? 45 minutes? Remember those 3 pounds of ground beef that we cooked about a week ago? Just kidding, it's only been a couple days. They're still good, right? We're going to make the ultimate crock pot chili recipe. I have gathered all my ingredients. I cut up 2 onions, 2 red bell peppers, 2 green bell peppers. We're gonna cook this up. And then I have all my beans. Well, almost all my beans. I could have sworn I got 2 cans of pinto beans. Pretty sure Avelina must have just eaten a can. I don't know, guys. I don't know where it went. I can't find it anywhere. So I'm gonna throw in a can of black beans and then red beans, red kidney beans, and a couple things of, you're supposed to have diced tomatoes, but who cares? I'm just gonna use those. I hear this sizzling up a storm, so I'm gonna throw in all the veg. Not many things are more beautiful than a pot full of veggies cooking. Some people like sunsets. I like a pot full of veggies. Okay, Google, stop. Okay, Google, stop. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Stop playing. Oh my God, it's worse than my kids. They don't listen. Okay, Google, stop. Glory, hallelujah. Tell you what, okay. So, I cooked those onions and peppers 2 bits, I tell you. And we're gonna have the same dilemma that we've had basically this entire time. Not a big enough bowl. So, I don't know if I shared with you, what do I add first? Do I add all of this in? Okay, it's 4 pounds because I added a pound of ground sausage and I cooked that up. What are we gonna do with life, man? The good news is all of this got stirred. Bad news is my recipe got wet. I'm gonna add all the beans. We'll go from there, one thing at a time. I'm overwhelmed. Here's our 2 cans of pinto beans, 4 cans of kidney beans. Did I tell you I'm doubling this recipe? I assume you know that by now. And I know some people don't like beans in their chili, and to those people I say, are you crazy? I love beans so much. I actually prefer my chili meatless. That's just me. But you know what? The sausage is gonna add so much flavor to this. All right, what's next? Okay, so next up is the diced tomatoes. You need 29 ounces. This is a 28-ounce can. And obviously they're not diced. I think I'm going to puree these because I don't like chunky tomatoes in my chili or anything else for that matter. So, oh, and I'm obviously doubling it, so I have 2 humongous cans. We're running out of space in our pot. Note to self, if you do that again, do 1 can at a time because my food processor was like throwing up on itself. All right, join the party. It's splashing all over me. This is great. Okay, more mixing. What else needs to go in here? No space. Party is at full capacity. I want to get your opinion. So a while ago I bought beef broth and I meant to buy, well, it's stock. I meant to buy chicken, but somehow grabbed the beef. It expired in April of this year. Should I just use it anyway? I will, however, add the tomato paste. Oh crap. Yeah, 6 ounces of this. What else? Worcestershire. Goodness, I need 4 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. And that is the most Worcestershire sauce I've ever used. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gives it that nice rich flavor. Oh, it says to add a hot sauce. I'm gonna skip that. Since I don't have beef broth, I thought, what else can I put in here? Salsa? Some kind of liquid, right? Someone left this at our house when they were house sitting this summer, and I think it's still good. Ooh, that smells good. However, I don't like it as a salsa. Like, I don't grab it to eat with chips. I'm just gonna puree it, add a little bit of water, and then boom, add it to the chili. And just like that, boom, 2 cups of salsa sauce. Plus, at the end of this recipe, you're supposed to add 8 ounces of tomato sauce, which I didn't buy because who cares? So, like, whatever. And I didn't add the hot sauce, so that's kind of good. All right, seasoning time. Okay, 4 tablespoons of chili powder. 1, 2, 3, the rest of the can. Where's cumin? 1 teaspoon of cumin. That'll do. Oh, there's only a little bit left though. I'm just gonna dump the rest. Ooh, 1 teaspoon smoked paprika. I just have normal paprika, so I'm just gonna do that. Maybe a little more. Cayenne, don't have that. Salt, I've got that. Pepper, sure. Ooh, brown sugar, I like it. I do have that. How much do I add? Oh, 1 tablespoon. That should be fun. Okay, that's way more than 2 tablespoons. And that is it, my party people, we made it. 1 pan, 1 pot wonder. So I'm just gonna throw this into, I don't know, at least 3 Ziploc bags. And then when it's time to cook, I can just throw it in my crock pot to heat it up and maybe add like a little bit of water or whatever to get it going. Here they are. I made kind of small portions, but kind of not, and then 1 really large, like party-sized portion. So 4 more meals. Apparently at this point, I'm just cleaning out my fridge. My husband is like, how many meals are you gonna make? Are you stocking up for a year? I was like, do you know how much you eat? So I'm gonna make Pioneer Woman's bean and bacon soup. It is delicious, and I was talking, this is everything you need. I was talking with someone on Instagram, and they were asking me like for soup recommendations, and I was like, oh yes, this one. And then I thought, yep, I want to eat that too. So here I am making it. We're gonna start off with a pound of bacon. Yes, a whole pound. I know you're thinking, holy crap, that's a lot of bacon. It sure is. My motto is the more bacon, the better. And I read somewhere that you're supposed to put bacon in a cold pan when you go to cook it. I don't know if that's true. You can't trust everything you read on the internet. The bacon looks good, and technically you don't even have to cook it until it's crispy, because eventually it will just end up in the soup, you know? I'm adding the grease back into the pot. Yes, I am. I like to call that flavor, and that's what I'm gonna add my veggies to. It's 1 onion, 3 celery, maybe 4 celery stalks, and like 4 carrots. Can I tell you about my pan? Dude, my least favorite pans. I just bought these like 2 months ago from Amazon. They had rave reviews, but all my pans are falling apart. Ugh. I have an induction stovetop, so they're quite expensive. Okay, I think the veggies are cooked enough. You're only supposed to cook them for a few minutes because they're gonna cook for an hour and a half in the chicken broth, you know? Okay, so you're just gonna add your bacon right back in along with the beans. It's 1 can of like white beans, cannellini or Great Northern, and 1 can of black beans. You're supposed to add a little bit of garlic, but I'm getting real lazy at this stage. And I just don't feel like chopping any up. I don't feel like grating any. So I'm just gonna add some garlic powder. Maybe a little bit of pepper. 2 tablespoons of, what is this? Tomato paste, perfect. Maybe a little more, why not? Get that going. 8 cups of chicken broth. There's 2 cups in each can, and there are 4 cups in a little box like this. So, and then a couple of bay leaves for flavor. The flavor profile in this is like really mild, but it's so delicious when it's all finished. Sometimes the simplest dishes are the best dishes. Simmer that for an hour and a half and then enjoy. The best part of dinner is dessert. So we're gonna make some chocolate chip cookies. This is everything that you're going to need. The secret ingredient, we've got a little zombie with us, is Vanilla pudding. Can you believe it? We're gonna double the recipe. That's why everything's out. Sugar, flour, more sugar over here. Here is the top secret recipe if you want to screenshot that. I've been using it for years. It's our favorite. And especially when I am breastfeeding and craving all the carbs, especially cookies and cakes and all the deliciousness, but you know what I'm not craving is making them when I'm breastfeeding and postpartum. So I threw all the sticks of butter into the microwave, 10 seconds, and then I flipped the stick and they're perfectly soft. If you could see that, oh yes, without being melty. Okay, I'm gonna call my helpers in and they're gonna help me whip this all together. Plop.
It's so buttery, like it's so melted.
Half a cup of sugar. 1.5 cups brown sugar.
Dumping that flop.
Awesome.
They're like, want to do it together? Okay. 1, 2, 1, go.
This is all mixed up after my kids mixed it for 20 minutes with their hands and then the KitchenAid mixed it for 30 seconds. I'm adding 2 packs of vanilla pudding, and this is just the 3.4 ounce package. It's the small one. Mix that in. And this keeps the cookies so moist and fluffy. Time for the eggs, 4 eggs. And these cookies, I have to tell you, they are always a crowd pleaser. People always ask for the recipe because it's really the most delicious cookie that you'll ever have in your life. I'm hyping them up, but really they're good. So the next step is to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract, but I have this super fancy vanilla paste from Trader Joe's, so I thought, let's use that up. I guess I'll do equal parts. I don't really know. And that's good. Give that a whirl. In here I have whisked together 4.5 cups of flour and 2 teaspoons of baking soda. And hopefully it will all mix in here. I have high hopes, but to be perfectly honest, we all know that it's not gonna fit in here, but we can try our best. You know what I love about having cookies in the freezer? Is that whenever you have guests over or something, you can just pop them in the oven, no thought involved, and they'll be ready as fast as it takes you to preheat your oven and cook your cookies for like 10 minutes. All right, fingers crossed, there's no flour shower. Flour shower! All right, I don't wanna overmix it, so I'm gonna add the rest of the flour. It will fit, it will fit. It will fit, because it must. Yes, perfect. Ooh, this smells good, it looks good. Can you have some of these? Well, don't you want to add the chocolate chips?
Yeah.
It's the best part. Come on.
Come on.
Of course, I'm going to save this for the kids to lick because it's the best part. And the recipe says to only add 1 cup of chocolate chips. Well, oh, these are mini. I opened the wrong bag. Ooh. You want that? I know. You know what? Chocolate chips are not my favorite part of the recipe. You want some dough?
Yeah, dough.
The dough is the best part of the recipe. Anyway, so I'm gonna add, it says 2 cups, but if you really like chocolate chips, you add whatever you like. It is your kitchen.
They're in my bowl.
You make your own rules.
They're in my bowl.
You want your own bowl of this?
Yeah.
What are you, a noodle? And I use a little cookie scoop, but you could use a big one if you wanted. I don't care. You'll just obviously have to cook the cookies for a little bit longer. There it is, the most beautiful sight you've ever seen. How many cookies are there? Close to 100, I would guess. There are 56 on this tray, and I'll let you know how many 2 batches makes. So I just laid these on the sheet and threw them in my freezer just for like, I don't know, it's probably been an hour, just so they're hard. And now I can throw them into a Ziploc bag for whenever my heart desires a chocolate chip cookie. Basically every night my heart desires a treat, so there's that. And normally I label the bags, and whenever you want to cook these, I assume you just take them out, throw them on a cookie sheet, let them thaw for like 20 minutes, and then throw them in the oven for maybe 10, 12 minutes until they're done, people. It's not that serious. It's just cookies. Is that a beautiful looking freezer or what? Look at all of these meals. Like what? And dessert? Are you kidding me? Yes. That is it. That is all of the freezer meals that I made. Have you made it till the end? Holy crap. That was a long one. I hope you enjoyed / got inspiration / whatever it is you came. Did you have fun hanging out with me? It's like the bottom line, right? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want, subscribe, put a little more happy in your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.